potential criminal activity. Well, you going out and, getting in a protest, maybe even a peaceful protest, is a potential criminal activity. And so we have this tyranny that is coming down the line. You have Russia, and what's happening there right now is scarier to me than it has been since the beginning of this entire conflict, because Russia has been nudged and pushed like an animal so that it almost has no chance of surviving left without using nuclear or biological weapons. That's a position that puts fear into so many people across the world because they don't know what to do when that happens. In fact, what would you do? Do you have any clear and concise plan for if Russia or Ukraine uses a nuclear weapon of some type right now? What sort of plans would you enact? I can almost guarantee that 95% of the people watching would continue going about their daily life until the government keeps on raising the acceptable level of radiation that you're exposed to, if it's not, of course, a huge world-ending type of event. They would just keep raising that level of radiation that you're exposed to, allowable radiation exposure. People would go to work. They'd still be calling the call centers, walking through Walmart. Sure, that's just a weird mole on me. Yes, my lymph nodes are a little swollen. Oh, well, maybe I just don't feel sick. Yeah, I threw up a little bit of blood, but hey, you got to make the mortgage payment. And that's how we would continue. Now, the government knows this, and so they're going to use it to their advantage. And look at how they've taken advantage of everybody over the course of the last duration of this emergency. Ever since 2019 turned into 2020, and they started using different tools in the economy and different things that were happening in biology to affect the populace. Well, government officials, politicians, they have made more money in these last couple of years than they have in the last 10 years. They traded while you stayed home. Well, they told you that you were forced to stay home. They traded your life, and now they're treating us like the pawns that we truly are. We are, according to them, non-player characters. To be a player character in their world, you have to have enough money or enough power that you actually mean something. Now, sure, there's people who are going to be pushed to their brink, that they become a temporary objective, if you think of it like a video game. Well, you might think that that's a non-player character, but if you're in an aggro zone, well, if you attack that character, or if you do something, well, they're going to turn red and they're going to attack you. And that's what we see happening with all these acts of violence across the USA. People are literally losing their minds. They're taking their, what should be just self-defense tools, what have become kinetic projectile tools, and they're just going ham. They're going to town on anybody and everybody. Oh, you didn't like what was happening at that birthday party? Blast it up. Oh, you didn't like how that cashier didn't ask you if you wanted your receipt? Blast it up. And that's the mindset that people are being pushed to, because we are at the brink of no return. And what I mean by that is that so many people are right now either wholly or partially dependent on some sort of chemical additive to maintain any sort of normalcy, or they are past that point and they're addicted to or require like an SSRI, an antidepressant, an anti-anxiety, a whole bunch of alcohol, some other kind of drug sort. And they require this to even wake up in the morning, do their work, go to sleep, and put it on repeat. Now, we know a lot of people right now who use uppers to get up in the morning and who use downers to get down at night. Sure, they're all prescribed, and so they don't think they're an addict. They don't think they're a junkie. But they are, because they have been conditioned by this chemical pharmaceutical corporate world that if they want to be a functioning member in society, they need to achieve certain goals in their non-player character lifestyle. They need to keep that rent or mortgage payment going. They need to keep paying for that car. Well, you also need car insurance, renter's insurance, homeowner's insurance. You need health insurance. You should also have children. Your children need to be in school, and so they need to support the economy by buying new clothes and buying new things every single year. You need to have the utmost and the best cell phone. You better get your kid a laptop that they can work from home on. Now you're just a cog in their machine, but you're not a necessary